What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Miraidon EX. The main reason why we're looking at this deck is because we've been doing a lot of kind of wacky and random decks and kind of some off-meta stuff. So with the ladder ending in about a week, I wanted to do one or so meta decks just to kind of help people kind of push to that end and get to the tier they're hoping to get to, whether that's Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Master Ball, whatever. Whatever tier they're looking to get to. I kind of want to provide a couple videos that will help facilitate that a little bit. One of the decks that I think is going to be really good to climb the ladder with right now is Miraidon, since we see a huge rise in Guardy picking up, and we see a huge rise in Lost Zone picking up, both of which Gardevoir has a great matchup into because of your easy utilization of Iron Hands EX and the Ampy Very Much attack. Against other decks like things like Raging Bolt, you can kind of struggle, but we're seeing less and less Raging Bolt. Like I said, we're seeing those other matchups more and more. And so we're actually able to facilitate really great matchups into those, so it's really powerful right now. The main way that we utilize this is that we get to pull everything out with the tandem unit from Miraidon EX, and we're able to just use electric generators, power everything up, move our pieces around. We play 3 boss, and we play the counter catcher to make sure that we're always able to use our Ampy Very Much, get all that damage off when we need to, and then we also play the Heavy Baton. So the main purpose of that is that pretty much what we can do is Iron Hands something down. If we get knocked out, we Heavy Baton to the next Iron Hands, and then from there we're pretty much set that we can get either the last KO on something, or we can pick it up with a Raikou or even a Raichu later, or Raichu also functions as a backup target. So if our Iron Hands gets knocked out, we can even move all the energy off the Iron Hands onto the Raichu in order to take a larger prize card, or larger knockout rather, so something like a Dragapult or something like that. So yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, Miraidon's been around for a long time, but I want to cover it because, like I said, some people are going to be pushing to those tiers that they really want to get to, so I think this will definitely be a great deck for climbing the ladder in the last, I think it's a week and 3 days at the time of this video coming out. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think of the list, guys. Definitely let me know any changes that you would make to it, all that kind of standard stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. But for announcements that I always do at this section, if you're new to the channel, we hit 1,000 subs, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. We'll do something to celebrate soon like we did at 500. I don't know exactly what that will be yet, so please leave your suggestions down below. Also in the description will be the deck list for this video, as well as a link to the community Discord. So if you want to join that, feel free to do so. We discuss deck lists and a whole bunch of other random stuff there. Also, be sure to be on the lookout. I'll be setting up our next community tournament coming up soon, so be sure to check that out and reach out in either the Discord or the comment section for more information on the upcoming tournaments. I will be posting that soon, so if you're interested, they're free to enter, so just feel free to reach out and I can give you all the information on that if you are interested and you don't hear it from me before you find out. So yeah, that's going to be the list, guys. I will see you all in Game 1 in a moment. Thank you all again for all the support. I really appreciate it, and we'll get into Game 1 in a second. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first, which isn't something that we love, because this deck benefits extremely well from going second. But unfortunately, you don't win every card flip, or coin flip, rather. And so we gotta work with what we got. So what is nice, though, is that we can tandem unit here. We can go ahead and grab ourselves the Raikou and the Miraidon. We can go ahead and Miraidon again. We'll grab ourselves the Iron Hands. And we'll hold off on for right now on the Raichu because we want to wait and see what the matchup is. We may not need it. We can go ahead and retreat out, get ourselves into Raikou. We do have the Arven for next turn. We have the Heavy Baton later for that. for right now, we'll just manually attach to the Raikou and pass. And we'll see what our opponent's playing. The benefit here is that we have Prime Catcher, and so with just seeing Munkidori, we really don't know anything that's so versatile on what Munkidori can be a part of. Though we do see the evolution. So, okay, so it is Gardy, which is really nice for us. Obviously, we would have preferred to go second, but it doesn't really matter. We have the Prime Catcher. We can potentially get into... We can potentially get Iron Hands completely powered up on the upcoming turn. And if we're able to do that, then, you know, that's obviously fantastic. So there's the double colorless, which means we are going to be able to do this unless we get insanely unlucky. So we'll go Electric Generator. We can go with our Forest Sealstone. We'll go Generator. We get 1. We can go with the Sealstone. Then what we're going to do is we're going to tandem unit here to get another Iron Hands and our Raichu now. One, it helps thin the deck out ever so slightly, which is obviously nice. We'll fleet-footed for one more. Alright, not exactly what we wanted off the top deck, but that's fine. We're gonna Star Alchemy here and grab ourselves another Generator, because as long as we hit a single energy, then we're in the clear, which we do. We can throw the energy down. We have the double colorless on standby. Prime Catcher. Pull up the Curlia. Bring in our Iron Hands. We can slap down the Heavy Baton as well, so we don't lose out on the energy. So we can rotate these onto our other Iron Hands later. We only do 100 damage because of the double colorless, but it doesn't matter because we KO everything anyway. We get 2 prize cards for a typical single prizer. And we can just start attaching energy to the Iron Hands and just keep this kind of play up. Alright, so they're just going to try to re-establish themselves. We don't really need to bother doing anything. Pretty much what we're going to do at this point is manually attach the energy to the Iron Hands and drop the Professor's Research to see what else we're able to find. The likelihood that we hit one of our other generators is pretty decent, so we could get... There's an chance we completely repower a new, Iron Hands with just the electric energy, so that way we can actually attack into this and get the knockout on this as well. Obviously, there's no guarantee, but it's likely that we'd be able to do that. There's the Bravery Charm. Are they going to retreat and just go Drifloon? Oh, they already have Gardevoir prepared. Okay, that's actually not too bad for us, since that's going to make this actually much easier. They're really overcommitting in order to knock out our Iron Hands, but this is the problem with the Gardevoir matchup, is if they can't clear the Heavy Baton, which they could not do, we're in a great spot. So we can go Raikou. Technically, we could go Miraidon as well, since it will have the free retreat. But I don't really want to do that. What we'll do is that we'll Lost Vacuum here. We'll get rid of the Zapdos. Not that it really matters, but I want to get rid of the Bravery Charm here. Take one free extra prize card, which is just another energy, which, you know, not in love with, but whatever. Then what we can do is go Tandem Unit. The main reason for this is just to thin our deck a little bit more. We can go Research here. We are able to find our other generator. We do hit the energy we were looking for. And so, technically, in a normal circumstance, we wouldn't have to burn the energy in order to retreat with it. Or, like, retreat out our Raikou. But the reason we did that is because we just want fleet-footed access, since we know we can retreat it anyway, and if we do, we don't really need this card anymore. So, we can go Amp, which is more than enough. We get the KO. We can take 2 prizes. Taking 3 in a turn, and there's the boss's orders. So at any point, we can literally just slap down 2 energy onto the Raikou and boss up a Ralts if they make one. Or even that Greninja. But also, we're in a position where they don't have anything that they can really do to get themselves out of the game. Like, they'd have to have gotten, like, an unfair stamp right then off their top 2 cards, or the game's over. They go Ultra Ball, so technically they could evolve into Kirlia here. Discard 1, draw 2, and then get, like, an Iono. Or a Research Stamp, or not Research Stamp, Unfair Stamp. Which would be kind of nuts, but again, that doesn't actually help them unless they get some, like, insane combo pieces. Yeah, so the game's over. So that's going to be game 1, because like I said, the matchup is crazy. And with how popular Guardia is right now, it's like, that's kind of why I want to show off this deck. Just, it really makes climbing the ladder incredibly easy at a time like this. So if you're looking to push for that next rank, this is kind of the best deck to do it with. But yeah, we'll jump into game 2 in a moment. Also, for the record, anyone who made it this far, if I sound like more spaced out than I normally am, which in fairness is a common trend for me, is the fact that I'm recording this at like 11 o'clock at night. I've been up since 4 a.m. So I'm definitely pretty tired, but I wanted to get this video out, you know, for you guys, and so you guys have something else to watch other than the video I put out like 2 days ago. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure this video got out for everybody, since obviously the ladder is closing soon, so I want to give everybody, you know, some content that will help them climb during this last week. So yeah, if I'm a little bit more spaced out than normal, it's just because I've been up for like 20 hours. But yeah, that's game 1, and I will see you guys in game 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2, and we're going to be going first. We'll see what our opponent's playing in a moment. We do open Mew, which is actually not too bad for us. We also have the Nest Ball. Our opponent is going to mulligan. They're playing what I'm going to guess is Ancient Box, which is actually another good matchup for us. On the ladder, we do also get the Miraidon. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we are in the Ancient Box. That matchup's actually not that bad for us either. And also, it's actually pretty cool. Ancient Box is another deck right now that's like kind of going under the radar, but it's actually pretty good because it also has a pretty good Guardy matchup, and it also has a good Lost Zone matchup. So that's pretty cool for it. So what we can do here is go Tandem Unit. We'll bring out Miraidon and Raikou. And then what we can do is Tandem Unit again and bring out the Iron Hands. The Iron Hands is going to kind of function as a backup threat in this situation, then what we can do is bring out the Nest Ball for the Radiant Greninja. We could go Squawk, but like we're about to research anyway. We do hit the generator. We can grab one. Add that to the Raikou. We can manually attach. Treat, bring Raikou in. We do exactly the amount we need. We can fleet-footed for one more. We would like to boss here, but obviously we cannot. We'll attach to the Miraidon for now, since we want to leave this. We want to leave the Raikou V open in case we need either A, to Bravery Charm to it. We get double electric energy, which is pretty big. We can throw that onto the Iron Hands. Or also B, we could throw the Bravery Charm down, making it so that way even if they power this up on the next turn, it can't KO us at all, which is what we are going to do, though it will turn off our Seal Stone capabilities later. But right now we can get the KO here. Grab ourselves a prize card, which is another Boss's Orders. Love that, into my hand with Research. There's the Explorer's Guidance. The other thing that we'll be able to do, if they KO us with Raikou, or if they KO our Raikou here, they'd have to do it with using Frenzied Gouging. So if they do that, we can get our Iron Hands powered up and then just knock that out for 3 prizes and kind of clear up our game. They retreat that out, which actually also works for us, because if we power up our Iron Hands, we can take 2 prizes off of this as well. So we can Generator. We do get 2 hits. So we can drop that. Then we'll Concealed Cards. Get ourselves some pieces. There's really no point to research here. At least not yet. So we'll retreat. Bring in Iron Hands. Drop that down. And then we will amp you very much. Taking another 2 prize cards, which works out for us very well. There's our Zapdos, which we would love to have on the board in order for Miraidon to one-shot this, but it was prized, so it's not that big a deal. One of the other things I think that's important to note as well, since it's come up pretty big in this game, is that, like, our opponent didn't have the greatest turn 1, right? Obviously, Ancient Box is supposed to be able to kind of power through their deck in a much more efficient way than they were able to do here. And, like, that's obviously unfortunate for them. But the benefit of this deck and why it's so strong, like, especially, like, Miraidon specifically, and why, as a whole, it's, like, low-key broken, is we are put in a scenario, so we'll just go Arm Press, and no matter what happens on our following turn, we'll be able to pretty much end the game. The reason why Miraidon's so good on the ladder right now, and what makes it such a, like, phenomenal climbing tool, is not only do you have a generally good matchup spread, like, your matchup spread into Lugia is incredible, our matchup into Guardy's great, our matchup into most single prize decks, everything like that is super good. Our opponent's gonna just go ahead and concede. But also the other benefit is that and this is something that's like more ladder specific than tournament specific, is that Iron Hands or Miraidon as a whole is a very, very fast deck, so your games are quick. So you're either like winning the game outright pretty quickly, or you're probably gonna lose in like a late extended game more often than not. So you're able to blaze through it, like, far more games much faster, so you're racking up points much quicker than other decks that take a lot longer to play. Not only that, but it's a thing where, like, if your opponent, some decks, even if your opponent opens poorly, they don't have the ability to punish that as hard as something like Miraidon, where on your turn 1, if you go second, you're immediately taking knockouts more often than not on whatever's in the active. So you have the ability to punish anyone. So if there's ever a time where your opponent gets a, like, weak opening, you're probably going to win the game, just flat out. And so playing, like, in a best-of-3 format against a lot of different decks, maybe not the most optimal thing. Like, you can't always rely on that. But on the ladder, where you're just grinding out a whole bunch of games over and over and over again, the chances of your opponent getting a bad hand increases, especially as, you know, not every deck is the most consistent. So it allows you to just grind through the ladder really quickly. So that's another reason why I really recommend Miraidon. But that's going to be game number 2 after the concede from our opponent. So we'll jump into game number 3 in a moment, and I will see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 3, and we'll see what our opponent's playing in a moment. We open not the most optimally, but that's okay. We do have the Arven to kind of help us out a little bit and get ourselves out of this little bit of a poor open. We are up against Future, so that's actually kind of cool. I feel like I don't see Future Box anymore, which is weird because it's still a really strong deck. So that works for us, because what we can do here is go Arven for a Nest Ball, and we'll grab ourselves the Rescue Board. We can go grab ourselves Miraidon. We can Tandem Unit. That will grab us the Raikou, and we'll get the Zapdos for later. Then what we can do is attach the Rescue Board, go Seal Stone, we'll Star Alchemy to get ourselves the Generator. We get the 1, which obviously we'd always love to hit 2, but in this case, you know, 1 will have to do. We can manually attach here, retreat, bring the Raikou in, attack for 150. I was trying to click the fleet-footed. Unfortunately, I didn't. I missed and just hit the actual attack, which is sad, but not the biggest deal in the world. From here, they won't be able to power up the Iron Hands again, though they can retreat it and go Miraidon and attack into us. We're at no threat of actually getting KO'd, but, you know, obviously it does set up the situation for them to take 3 prize cards off the counter KO. We'll see what we're able to get into. What we might end up having to do is just put energy down onto the Miraidon, so that way when Iron Hands comes in and attacks us, we're able to come back in with Miraidon, get the KO on this, kind of even up prize cards, and go from there. That's actually better for us. Why did they do that? I'm confused why they did that. Because now, like, they know we can retreat. This won't one-shot. We even get the Arven. So we can grab another Generator. And we'll grab the Heavy Baton for later. We can go Generator. We get 2 hits, which is pretty big because it allows us to use Miraidon. We can throw 1 more energy down onto that. Retreat out our Raichu. bring in Raikou. We'll fleet-footed this time like we wanted to do last time, but we actually clicked it. And we can attack for 190. Yeah. So we'll attack for 190, get the KO. I don't really agree with their choice to go for Iron Bundle there. Because all that did was bring this out of the active when they should be in a situation that this should be weak enough that they can bring in Iron Hands to KO me. But as of right now, they can't, right? Because it's 120, 140, 160. This, yeah. So they're still 40 damage short. So, I mean, they can go Arm Press to KO us, but that doesn't really get them the advantage that Iron Hands is supposed to. And we actually have Iron Bundle of our own, which is going to be really important. So they go Arm Press, knock us out, right? That doesn't really matter, because we're not going to knock out the thing with the Heavy Baton actually on it right now, since we have an Iron Bundle of our own. So we can bring in Miraidon here. We have Research, which is kind of cool, but not really necessary. We can go Iron Bundle, force them to swap their cards out. No matter what they bring in, we can KO it instantaneously with Miraidon, thanks to the Zapdos bringing us to the 230 number. So they bring that in. What we'll do is we'll go for the Tandem unit to guarantee ourselves our other Miraidon. We can attach the Bravery Charm for now, just to make our life a little bit easier, just in case of a random situation where we get, you know, attacked and potentially counter KO'd, though I doubt that will happen. We can go Research here, see what else we find. Not anything too exciting, but we do have options for later. Really, the Switch Cart was the main thing that we wanted to make sure we had, since we need it to have a way to reset our attack. Since one of the only drawbacks of Miraidon is that the drawback is that it's on its attack, it's during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. So when you use it, you need a way to be able to reset that. Unfortunately, we're about to get Iono'd here, which kind of sucks. But potentially what we get off the Iono will work fine. So, cool. We didn't need the Bravery Charm, but, like, whatever. Cool. We get the Electric Generator. We can attach that. Manually attach. We'll go ahead and retreat. Bring this in, and that's going to be the game. So, again, really weird play with the Iron Bundle. Like, it didn't cost them the game in the sense where I'm pretty positive we were going to win anyway, but it definitely wasn't the right play, since if they put the 80 damage on Raikou, that guarantees them at least the KO with Iron Hands coming in, where they're much safer. Like, they don't have to take the damage from Raikou in advance. And yeah, overall, I feel like the Iron Bundle play was not very good. But yeah, that's going to be game number 3, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Obviously, they were faster games, but that's kind of like to prove my point that Miraidon games are typically much faster, so you're able to get a lot of them done very quickly on the ladder, kind of climb very fast, and your matchups overall are really good right now. Miraidon's in a great spot. So definitely give it a shot if you're looking to climb the ladder, get to that next tier that you really want to get to. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Join the community Discord. Be on the lookout for the next community tournament that will be coming out on Saturday. And yeah. Oh, and the deck list will also all be in the description. All that kind of stuff will be in the description. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel. Helping me hit 1,000 subscribers it means more than you think. And so yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Be sure to let me know what you want to see on the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.